It's something you may have known all along. Simple, yes, but its power? Truly remarkable. Why waking up at the same time after 80 could add years to your life. Backed by science. The one thing that changes everything. There's a quiet moment in the morning, before the noise, before the news, before the day truly begins. And in that moment, you make a choice. You can rise with rhythm or drift with randomness. Now, what if I told you that one small decision, waking up at the same time every day, could be a secret key to staying sharp, emotionally steady, and physically strong well into your 80s and beyond? It might sound simple, maybe even boring. You might already know it. It might even seem basic. But the results, they are truly out of this world. Studies show that something as ordinary as setting your internal clock can have extraordinary effects on memory, on heart health, even on mood. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this matters so deeply after 80, and how this one quiet habit can restore a sense of power, peace, and predictability in a world that often feels uncertain. So stay with me, because this small shift in your morning might be the most important longevity habit you'll ever hear about, and it just might change your life. Why routine matters more after 80. When we're young, variety feels exciting. Spontaneity, sleeping in, skipping breakfast, staying up late. But after 80, the body doesn't crave variety, it craves rhythm. Our biological systems are run by something called the circadian rhythm. It's your body's internal clock, quietly guiding everything from digestion and hormones to brain function and healing. And as we get older, that clock becomes more sensitive to disruption. Sleeping in just an hour later than usual might throw off your digestion for the day. It can make you feel groggy, anxious, or even sad, and you don't always know why. But when you wake up at the same time each morning, you give your body a priceless gift. Consistency. Your brain says, we're safe. We know this rhythm. We're in control. And that stability lowers stress levels, balances hormones, and even helps medications work more effectively. It's not just about what time you wake up. It's about creating a signal to your entire body that says, we're grounded, we're steady, we're showing up. And over time, that one habit becomes a quiet act of self-care, one that nurtures the heart, the brain, and the spirit in ways you might never expect. The brain loves predictability. Our brains are brilliant, but they're also creatures of habit, especially as we age. And after 80, the brain doesn't want surprises in the morning. It wants grounding. It wants rhythm. It wants something familiar to hold on to. Waking up at the same time each day provides that anchor. When your eyes open at a consistent hour, your brain kicks into gear more easily. It knows what to expect. Cognitive clarity comes faster. You feel more awake, more focused, less foggy. And here's something powerful. When scientists studied the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory, they found that older adults with regular sleep and wake times had stronger memory recall than those with irregular routines. Let that sink in. By simply rising at the same time, you support one of the most fragile, precious parts of your mind. You're not just getting up, you're defending your memory. You're protecting who you are. This isn't about being perfect. You don't need to be up at 5 a.m. sharp. It's about creating gentle repetition. Like a song your brain loves to hear every morning. A rhythm that reminds your mind, you're still here. You're still sharp. And we're starting this day together. Morning cortisol and longevity. Let's talk about one of the body's most misunderstood hormones, cortisol. You've probably heard it called the stress hormone. And yes, too much of it at the wrong time can be harmful. But here's what most people don't realize. Cortisol is also the wake-up hormone. In the early morning, your body is designed to release just the right amount of cortisol, not to stress you out, but to gently lift you into alertness, help your blood pressure rise to a healthy level, and prepare your body for the day ahead. But here's the catch. That beautiful rhythm only works if your wake-up time is consistent. If one day you rise at 6:30, the next day at 9 o'clock, and then the next at 7:45, your internal clock gets confused, and cortisol can spike at the wrong times, leaving you jittery in the evening or flat and foggy in the morning. Research now links irregular wake times with higher inflammation, blood sugar issues, and even increased risk for heart disease, especially in seniors. But the fix is beautifully simple. Choose a gentle wake-up time, stick to it, and watch your body thank you in calm energy, clearer thinking, and possibly a longer life. Metabolism and weight regulation. After 80, the body becomes more selective in how it uses energy. Metabolism slows, appetite shifts, and even healthy foods don't always behave the way they used to. But here's the hidden link. Your metabolism is closely tied to your wake-up time. See, your body runs on natural cycles. When to release digestive enzymes, when to signal hunger, when to burn calories. When you wake up at the same time each morning, your system says, breakfast is coming at 8, just like yesterday. Insulin, stomach acids, and digestive hormones align beautifully. But when your wake-up time bounces around, your metabolism gets confused. Should it store that toast as fat? Should it keep your blood sugar high just in case? That internal confusion can lead to weight gain, sugar spikes, and sluggish digestion without you changing a thing in your diet. Stabilizing your mornings tells your body, it's okay, you're safe, you can do your job. Even more stunning, studies show that older adults with consistent wake-up and meal times are less likely to develop type 2 diabetes and experience better cholesterol levels. So if you've been battling the scale or feeling bloated after meals, don't just look at your food, look at your morning rhythm.
Emotional resilience starts in the morning. Let's shift from body to heart. After 80, emotions can feel more intense. Loneliness, grief, anxiety, they don't always show up loudly. Sometimes they creep in quietly, especially in the morning. But there's hope, real, gentle hope, and it begins with a steady morning rhythm. When you wake up at the same time daily, you create emotional predictability. Your nervous system relaxes. Your brain says, okay, the world is still working. I'm still here. This consistency helps regulate serotonin, the brain's mood-balancing chemical. It also reduces spikes in cortisol, the hormone that can fuel panic and sadness if left unchecked. That's why so many therapists recommend consistent wake-up times for older adults struggling with depression or loss, because mornings set the tone, and consistent mornings create emotional resilience. You might still feel sad, but you'll feel steadier in it, less tossed around. And over time, that routine becomes a comfort, like a favorite robe or the smell of fresh coffee. It reminds you you're not floating, you're grounded. You've built a morning you can trust. And that kind of emotional strength, it's not loud, but it's powerful. A lesson from the centenarians. If you ever get the chance to talk with someone who's lived past 100, ask them about their mornings. In Okinawa, Sardinia, and Loma Linda, places where people regularly live past 100, researchers found a beautiful pattern. They all wake up at the same time, every day, not by alarm, not out of duty, but from rhythm, from harmony with nature. The sun rises, the birds begin to sing, and these elders rise, slowly, peacefully, with purpose. This rhythm isn't forced, it's lived. They tend to the garden, they walk to the mailbox, they stretch, they breathe. It's not a rush, it's a ritual. These daily rhythms may seem small, but they build something sacred over time. Stability, clarity, community, and yes, longevity. Science has confirmed it. Regularity in daily patterns, including consistent wake times, is a strong predictor of healthy aging, lower risk of dementia, and longer life. So when we look at these centenarians and ask, what's their secret? It might not be magic berries or expensive supplements. It might be the quiet decision to rise with the sun, to greet each day with rhythm, to keep showing up. Segment 8. What happens when we break the pattern? We've all done it. Slept in an hour later, stayed up too late watching TV, or napped too long in the afternoon. And afterward, you might have noticed your energy was off, your mood was flat, your digestion didn't feel quite right. That's not your imagination. That's circadian disruption. As we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to even small shifts in routine. A 1-hour change in wake-up time can ripple through the entire day, affecting blood pressure, balance, appetite, and mental clarity. In fact, studies show that older adults with irregular sleep and wake times are more likely to experience falls, memory lapses, and mood swings. Why? Because your body depends on rhythm like a symphony needs a steady beat.
break the rhythm, and everything goes out of tune. But here's the hopeful part. Just one good morning can help reset the system. Waking up at your usual time, even after a rough night, helps your body realign. And stringing together a few consistent mornings, that's where the real healing begins. So don't be discouraged by a bad day or two. Just return to the rhythm. Start fresh tomorrow morning. Your body and your mind are always ready to find their beat again. If you're still here, watching, listening, feeling this with me, that tells me something about you. You already know there's wisdom in what we're talking about. Maybe you felt the difference on the mornings when everything just felt right, when you woke up calmly, moved through the day smoothly, and your mind felt clear. That's not a coincidence. That's rhythm. That's your body saying, thank you. So if this message is speaking to you, if it's stirring something inside your heart, I'd love to know you're here with me. Go down to the comments and type 1 if you're still watching. That little number lets me know that you're present, that this message matters to you, and that you're ready to lean into the power of a consistent, peaceful morning. You don't have to write a long paragraph, just a 1. It's a small moment of connection between you and me, between us and thousands of others on this journey. Let's keep going, because the next few segments will show you the emotional, spiritual, and even community impact of this one quiet habit. You're not alone. You're part of something bigger now. Medication timing and morning stability. Here's something that's often overlooked. Your morning wake-up time can affect how well your medications work. Many older adults take pills for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, or mood. And most of these medications rely on timing. They're designed to match your body's natural rhythms. When you wake at different times each day, that timing falls apart. You might take your pill 2 hours later than usual, without thinking. Or worse, your body may not absorb the medicine properly because it's not ready for it. But when your mornings are consistent, your medication routine becomes more effective. Your body expects it. Your stomach is prepared. Your hormones are aligned. Doctors even say that some side effects disappear when medication is taken consistently at the same time with a regular morning routine. It's not about waking up early. It's about waking up regularly. That simple act can make your treatments more successful, your symptoms less severe, and your body more responsive to care. So if you've been struggling with results, don't just change your prescription. Look at your rhythm, because your body isn't just reacting to medicine, it's responding to timing.
Sleep quality improves with consistent wake time. Ironically, if you want better sleep, the best place to focus isn't bedtime. It's your wake-up time. You might think sleeping in longer will help you feel more rested, but in reality, that often backfires, especially after 80. Here's why. When you wake up at different hours, your internal clock gets thrown off. Your brain doesn't know when to release melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy at night. So come bedtime, you feel wired, restless, or simply not tired. But if you wake up at the same time every morning, your body naturally begins preparing for sleep at the same time each night. You fall asleep easier. You sleep more deeply. You wake up feeling more refreshed. It sounds backward, but it's true. The secret to falling asleep starts the moment you wake up.
So if you've been lying awake at night, frustrated, staring at the ceiling, try focusing on your mornings. Choose a wake-up time. Stick to it, even on weekends, even when you don't feel like it, because deep, nourishing sleep begins not with darkness, but with daylight, routine, and rhythm. Social life and morning rhythms. It may surprise you, but your wake-up time can even influence your social life. When you wake up consistently, you're more likely to plan ahead, to schedule phone calls, lunch dates, walks with friends, or visits with grandchildren. You feel more present, more energetic, and more connected. But when your mornings are unpredictable, the day tends to slip away. You might feel rushed or groggy, and suddenly it's evening. Another day passed without a real conversation or shared smile. Rhythm gives you space. Space to enjoy others. Space to initiate. Space to be part of the world again. And connection is powerful. It lowers blood pressure, lifts mood, and even protects the brain from cognitive decline. In fact, people over 80 who maintain regular routines and social touchpoints have a 40% lower risk of isolation-related depression. So waking up at the same time doesn't just help you. It helps the people who love you, miss you, and want to share life with you. You become more dependable, more available, more yourself. And even if you live alone, a morning routine keeps the door open for phone calls, walks, kind messages, and laughter, the kind that nourishes you more deeply than any vitamin ever could. Creating a gentle morning ritual. So how do you actually build a consistent wake-up time after 80? The answer isn't strict alarms or military schedules. The answer is gentleness. You don't have to jump out of bed at 5 a.m. You don't need to mimic someone else's morning routine. You simply need to choose a wake-up time, a realistic, comfortable hour that fits your rhythm. Maybe it's 6:30, maybe 7:45. The time doesn't matter as much as the consistency. Start with something pleasant. Open the blinds. Listen to soft music. Drink warm tea. Say a few words of gratitude. Stretch gently. Breathe deeply. Over time, your body will learn. This is how we begin. Don't pressure yourself to be productive. This is about being present. If it helps, place a small card near your bed that says, "I begin each day with rhythm and peace." Let that message greet you before the world does. Because you're not just waking up, you're returning to yourself gently with grace. And there's something incredibly beautiful about a soul that honors its mornings. The role of light in wake-up health. One often overlooked factor in morning longevity is light. Natural light is your body's most powerful clock setter. The moment sunlight hits your eyes, safely, gently, it signals your brain to begin the day. Melatonin fades, serotonin rises, mood improves, energy lifts. For older adults, especially spending time indoors, this signal can get lost. And without that signal, your internal clock can drift. That's why waking up at the same time and exposing yourself to light soon after can be transformational. Open the curtains. Step outside for 2 or 3 minutes. Even cloudy daylight helps. And if you live in a darker home or colder climate, consider a soft spectrum light therapy lamp. Just 15 minutes each morning can boost mood and regulate sleep cycles dramatically. The point isn't to flood your senses, it's to gently wake your brain and restore its rhythm. And over time, your body will begin to respond with clearer thoughts, lighter feelings, and steadier sleep. So don't just wake up. Let light in. Let the world touch your skin, because every ray that meets your eyes is also meeting your soul. Your morning is your message. The way you start your day is a quiet message to the world and to yourself. Waking up at the same time daily isn't about control or discipline. It's about dignity. It's about saying, I still choose. I still show up. I still matter. Even if your body aches. Even if your sleep wasn't perfect. Even if no one's watching. Your morning becomes a sacred act of self-respect. And that message echoes throughout the day in how you speak to yourself, in how you move through space, in how you treat your body and mind. When older adults begin honoring this rhythm, many report a sense of renewal, a gentle return to purpose, even if nothing about their external life changes. It's not the hour that matters. It's the intention. So tomorrow, when your eyes open, try whispering, "Thank you. I'm here. I begin again." And then rise, not because you have to, but because you can. And that's a beautiful, powerful thing.
It's never too late to reset. Maybe you've lived 60, 70, 80, even 90 years without a consistent morning routine. That's okay. You didn't miss your chance. Because here's the truth. It's never too late to begin again. Your body still listens. Your mind still adapts. Your spirit is always ready for new rhythms. Even small changes, like waking up just 15 minutes earlier at the same time each day, can spark profound benefits. And yes, it may feel awkward at first. There may be days when you want to stay under the covers. That's part of the process. But don't give up. Give it time. Give it tenderness. Within a few weeks, you may feel a quiet shift. You'll start sleeping better, thinking more clearly, feeling more like yourself. There's no shame in starting late, only beauty in starting now. And if you need a mantra, here it is. I honor the rhythm of life. I rise in peace. I welcome each day with grace. Because no matter your age, your body still blooms under light, routine, and care. The bigger picture, longevity and legacy. Why does this all matter? Why talk so much about wake-up times and rhythm? Because every morning you rise with intention, you're doing something larger than yourself. You're contributing to your own longevity, yes,
but you're also contributing to your legacy. Your steadiness ripples out. Children and grandchildren notice your presence. Neighbors feel your kindness. Your friends hear calm in your voice. You become a quiet lighthouse, a living example of grace, of wisdom, of resilience. Not by preaching, but by simply being. Waking at the same time daily may seem like a tiny act, but over time, it becomes a message to the world. I am still here. I am still strong. I live this life with care. And that message, that's your legacy. It won't be carved in stone. It'll be written in the lives you touch. And it starts every single day when you choose to rise and live with rhythm. So now you know. Waking up at the same time every day after 80 might seem simple, but the impact is anything but. It improves your memory, protects your heart, steadies your emotions, supports your medication, lifts your spirit, and yes, may even lengthen your life. You might already know this. It might even sound basic, but the results, they are out of this world. And if you've made it all the way here, that tells me you're ready. So here's your next step. Go to the comments and type 2 if this message spoke to you. Let me know you're starting your rhythm, that you're claiming your mornings, that you're stepping into a new chapter with intention. And while you're at it, hit subscribe. Give this video a like and share it with someone you love. A friend, a sibling, a neighbor, someone who deserves a better morning too. Because this isn't just about sleep. It's about sovereignty. It's about living on purpose every single day. And it all begins when you rise.